Okay, so I don't know at what point um, you left last time and where we are. So I'll give some kind of a summary and then few minutes summary and then go on with specific slokas, etc. Um, the background is that it's almost like a summarization of many of the points and comments you mentioned, right? Initially, in the beginning, when the human beings started appearing, everybody requires these answers. It's not that we are asking only in 2023 AD. The first person, the first human beings who were born had the same kind of doubts. What do we do? How do we do? Doubts are never not there. It's always there. These questions are always there. And there was a need for methodology right at the beginning. Therefore, if you had participated in those sessions, we said that the knowledge and the wisdom was first created and given before even the first human beings were born. So that even the very first person had access to this knowledge and wisdom to be used. And the very first people who were born were like Sanat Kumara, we said, if you recall, who were not willing to participate in the progression of the world because their mind was always fixed. Now this, if you take this, for example, it clearly connects with the question you asked. If you sit in your house saying that I'm going to spend all my waking state only in meditation, I don't want to do anything else, will the family run? It'll collapse. Then you should have done it much before, not after building a family. So the Sanat Kumaras thought that, okay, we don't want to build a family because we know this problem will come. Therefore, we don't want a family. But then, this was not very well received by Brahmaji as well as Vishnu, because the whole idea of creating this universe is to give opportunity for people who did not attain moksha in the previous kalpa, before the whole universe was dissolved last time around. Vast majority of people don't attain moksha. They just go. They get rebirth. They are given another opportunity. The whole purpose of birth is to attain this moksha. That's the only purpose for which human beings are born. Every living beings are born. In which case, the newer people have to be born. How can newer people be born if people like Sanat Kumar don't want to participate in life? If they don't want a family, then it becomes a problem for them. That's why another set of people were created, and if you remember, Rudra was born, and Rudra was completely out of control. And then once again, Brahma tried again. After multiple attempts, they started creating people who are quote-unquote normal living beings. It's not stay away kind of people, nor do we get overactive like Rudra kind of a people. Therefore, this was the sequence in which was told. Then, as a part of explaining how the population increases, etc., a lot of rishis were introduced. And one such person was Kardama Rishi. And he was told by Vishnu that, you know what, now there is a sufficient number of people in the world, and a structured method, a structured knowledge has to be given so that all the people can make benefit of that. Therefore, for you and Devahuti, I myself will present a portion of myself or my power. I'll be born as Kapila Muni. And that Kapila will give that wisdom and knowledge to everybody. Then what happened? Obviously, these people are very happy. There's Devahuti and Kardama Rishi was very, very happy. And then what happened was Devahuti promptly forgot about the responsibility or the opportunity which she is going to have to give birth to such a great wise son called Kapila Muni. Instead, she got focused on mundane life, building, earning money, and so on and so forth. And Kardama Rishi also played along, and though he was mentally pure, mentally not so involved, etc. Net, it graphically explains, and whatever we do, they did a mega scale. We build buildings, we build big houses, we buy car, we go multiple cars. Likewise, they build palaces, diamond studded. All the Bhagavata explained to show how Kardama Rishi and Devahuti got completely involved in this kind of life. Suddenly, like I was giving the example of people suddenly realizing that, okay, I'm retiring. For Kardama Rishi, it was the other kind of a problem. Suddenly he found out that, okay, he's reached a stage of taking sannyas. His brahmacharya is over, his grahasthashrama is over, vanaprastha mentality is over. He's gone to the mindset of sannyasa. So he says, enough, I have to walk away. Then Devahuti asks, oh my God, I asked you with your help, and we built a big family and all the stuff. We have big riches and everything we have built. But most important treasure which you have, that is this wisdom, this knowledge, this methodology of attaining moksha, which I never asked you. Now you say you want to go. What do we do? Then Kardama says, more than me, you're going to get a son. That son is going to be far more knowledgeable and wiser than me, because he's going to be Amsha Avatara Vishnu himself. Therefore, I just cannot measure up to my own son. You're going to be lucky because he will be around even if I am gone. So he will teach you what is necessary, etc. With that and all kind of promises, etc., Kardama Rishi retires. So this child is small child, slowly it grows, and then one fine day, Devahuti start asking the son Kapila. That is where we stopped last time, and this is a quick summary in case you had not attended some of the sessions. This is where we left. So what is this conversation between Devahuti and Kapila? So Devahuti asks, Nirvinna nitaram mumanna sa sadit indriya tarshanat e sambhavya manena prapannandham tamaha prabho. Though she is the mother, she addressed the son as Prabhu. Prabhu is always given to somebody whom we respect a lot, much superior. The point which is being told here is, it is not the relationship that she is the mother and he is the son. It's not the age, she is much elder to the son. It is the wisdom which attracts more respect, etc. That's why, though she is the mother, she called the son as Prabhu. She says, what has happened in my life is, I was chasing all the desires, money, wealth, power, whatever I wanted, I chased. And therefore, I have fallen into total ignorance. I really don't know what to do. Right? Then what Kapila does, he just don't worry about that, mother. I will tell you what to do. This format of a question being asked to a wise person, and the wise person giving a very detailed explanation, is always a format which you will see many Puranas will use this. Because the idea is not the conversation between two characters. That conversation is created for the benefit of us who are reading it or listening to. That is why the questions are asked. So when Devahuti asks this question, Kapila says, I will tell you what to do. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. See, again, you see the epithet they are using for Kapila. He's a boy, probably teenager, maybe 20 years max. Son of this rishi, son of this lady. But he is addressed as Bhagavan because earlier Vishnu had promised that his own Amsha will come as Avatara, as Kapila. That is one way of, that's a direct meaning already given like this. The another way I would like to interpret is that is how people get elevated. No, better you are, nobler you are, you get bigger and bigger respect. Even in our families and friendship, we would have seen, so when we see a very really good person, we say, we cannot see God, but we treat you like a God. We say that, out of respect, we say that. But actually, there's always internally, we are wired to think like this in India. But therefore, he's called as Bhagavan Vacha. Yoga Admat Adhyatmika Pumsam pato nishreyase me ayanto pariyatrasya dukkasya sa dukkasya cha sukhasya cha. I'm going to tell you a method which will relieve you not only in bad thing, dukkasya cha sukhasya cha. That means it can isolate you from not only the sadness and unexpected, negative emotions which you get, even from the sukha, it will save you from that. This is a very important point we have to remember. We can easily understand that keeping us safe from dukkha, we can very easily, because none of us want to be sad. None of us want sorrow. But why should we kept away from sukha? Yeah? Anybody wants to take an answer for this? What is wrong with sukha? Yeah? Kavita, you want to say something?
Maybe two things.
Yes.
We may get addicted or irritated. And
Okay.
second thing is we may busy with that and forget about knowing the truth, knowing the real who you are or what is the real purpose. We forget. We will be busy with enjoying the sukha.
Excellent. Very, very, very good point. Yes, Rashmi, you raise your hand.
So one more thing is, definitely you'll forget God once you have all the happiness, right? Why would you think about the Almighty? Only when you have challenges and when you face those challenges, you'll look up to God. So if you have everything in life, you'll develop all other habits and you won't even turn towards God. Maybe that's another reason or the comment.
Okay. Kavita, you wanted to say something?
The most thing like the world or the life everybody goes on their good karmas, so people will not be that good all the time. So to run the life smoothly, hard work and being nice and being good, and those things will go away and vanish. Like, people won't be that sincere and hardworking anymore.
Very correct. All of you are very correct. Absolutely correct. The sukha is always associated with a specific object, inanimate or animate, a person or an object. It is connected with sensory, pleasures. That's what gives you sukha. And all of us know, however young we are, we know that it's very temporary. It's not. It goes away, and it binds us. Like Navin was saying, it binds us, and we want more of it. Therefore, repetitively we do that, and in the end, we come down and down. At a practical level, like he said, we're not going to have any time left for anything else. Therefore, we have to be as much careful about sukha as we are ours to dukkha. That is immediate tactical reason. If you step back, this also tells us this notion of something is going to give us pleasure and something is going to cause us pain. That notion at the psychological, intellectual level, that understanding itself is wrong. Because from the beginning, we've been told that we are the source of all the bliss. We are not going to get any bliss from anything else at all. Therefore, transposing the ability to give us bliss to an external object or a person is a strategic blunder. Therefore, the sukha is as much a problem as the dukkha is. That is why Kapila says that I will teach you a method which will help you to isolate yourself from the swings of mood which you're going to get when sukha to dukkha it keeps changing. Then you will have enough time to focus on other adhyatma stuff. Right? Yoga adhyatmika is what he tells that. This is what I'm going to tell you. Tamimim te pravakshyami yama ocham puranaghe rushinam shrotu kamanam yogam sarvangan sarvangai punam. He says, what I'm going to tell you is rishinam shrotu kamanam. The great rishis. Again, look at the humility of Kapila himself. He is supposedly the Amsavatara of Vishnu. Still he says, I will tell you what not we saying. You see, Rishinam Shoto Kamanam Yogam. There, whatever great rishis has found out, I will teach you that method. So that's what he tells. Why? What is going to be this method? What is the foundation principle on which this method was designed by the rishis, which Kapila is going to tell everybody? Chetaha kalvasya bandhaya muktya chat manomatam guneshu saktam bandhaya ratham va pumsi muktaya. What happens is guneshu saktam bandhaya, because our mind is very much driven by gunas, the three gunas which have sattva which can keep us calm, rajoguna which can make us hyperactive and negatively hyperactive, tamoguna can be absolutely lackadaisical, making wrong priorities in life, so on and so forth. These are the mixture of guna which characterize us, our mind. One of the key components of what is called chitta is guna, the three gunas. Because of that, what happens is our mind, our jiva, our intellect, we get tossed around. On the other hand, muktya cha atmane matam. On the other hand, if you are able to stabilize the mind, not disturbed by the vagaries of the three gunas, it's a lot more easier and possible to divert it towards the Ishvara. Yeah? Because that is the first step to getting moksha. Aham no kamaha lobhadi bir malaihi vitam midamana suddha dukkam sukham samam. The mala, if there are some malas or the stains or the stigmas or the negative things which you have, if we remove those things, then what happens is dukkam sukham samam. We are able to treat both the sukha and dukkha equally. That equanimity, equipoise for the mind comes when those malas are removed. What are those two malas? Generally, it is called Shadripuhu, or the 6 enemies. That's how it is described in Shastras. They are, you may have known it already, but I just for completion's sake I'm mentioning. If you know, if anybody wants to say the 6 malas, I'll be happy to get out. Anybody knows about the 6 malas? Shadripu it is called. Naveen? Okay, they are kama, which is desire, any kind of desire.
Yeah, it's kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, master.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, you come. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, kama, it's a self-explanatory. Like kama is like you want something, right? Krodha means anger. Mada means like you have like what we call mada means like boasting, or you are like everything, something like that, right? Mada, kama, krodha, lobha, moha means like delusion. Moha, mada, masteral means like jealousy, all those other things.
Great. Yeah. Karma is defined as, like you rightly said, anger. Sorry, desire. That desire can be material or non-material, anything. Then krodha is anger. Then lobha is greed. Mada is, like you said, too much of self-identity. Anything you always bring yourself in the conversation. Anything you want to think about for yourself only. You are the important person anywhere. Your views are the only correct thing. Anything you connect it back to yourself. This is called, is too much of sense of I-ness is there. That's called mada. Moha, of course, moha is a delusion where you mistaking things, what is good and bad, etc. It's created by attachment, obviously. And masarya is, like you said, it's being partial also, discriminatory tendency. So these are the negative characteristics in the mind or the Shadripu, it's called the 6 enemies, or the Shadmala, as it's called. That is the Mala which they are referring to. If you are able to get rid of these things, 6 things, automatically mind becomes much more stable. How does it become stable? We can know very well. What happens when we have a very deep desire? Our mind gets agitated. Sooner we get, the better. If it gets delayed, we are very, very impatient. If we do not get it, we become absolutely mad. In fact, the krodha comes quite a lot of times. Krodha comes from the desire. Anger, generally, even modern psychologists define krodha or anger as an emotional state which represents a gap between what you want and what you get. It's called the frustration gap. You get frustrated when you don't get what you want. To the extent you don't get it, the gap widens. Beyond a level, you become very, very frustrated. It comes out as an anger. They are interconnected. Right? Then what happens? You become greedy. You become greedy because you get something, you like it, you want more of it. You want so much more of it that you don't want anybody else to have it also. Right? Then why? Because you think you're a very important person. You should have it because you're a great guy. That's why Mada becomes very connected. They get connected. Yeah. Then you become a victim of this thing, what you like. Then this moha, that's called moha. So much so, you lose your rational thinking ability, logical thinking ability. Right? Then, obviously, it finally, in my view, it leads into this matsarya. You become very partial, you become discriminatory, you become jealous, so on and so forth. Therefore, these negative things, manas, are not only they are independent, they are interconnected as well. Because of this, only mental agitation happens. Even in yoga is, if you have gotten some sense of this Patanjali Yoga Sutra, even the very first line they introduce yoga is, what is yoga mean? Chitta vritti. If your chitta, which is a combination of your mind, gunas, and the self-identifying ego, the combination is called chitta. The chitta becomes very, very agitated. The yoga's purpose is to calm it down. Chitta vritti nirodha yoga. That's how it ends. That's what he is telling here, the same thing. If you stabilize your mind, it's a lot more easier to divert it towards your Ishvara. Why is mind not stable? Because of the Shadmala or Shadripuku. If you gain control or cleanse yourself of these 6 to the extent possible, your mind becomes to that extent stable. What happens then? Tada Purusha Atmanam Kevalam Prakrute Param Nirantam Swayam Jyoti Animanam Akhanditam. If you are able to make your mind stable, getting rid of all the Shatripu, what happens is it transcends the basic nature of being an agitated person and become a much superior person. What kind of person? Swayam Jyoti, self-effulgent. That is the mental state you'll get there. Anima, though it is small, akhanditam, it can become pretty big, and it is nirantaram, right? It is forever, undifferentiated forever. This is extremely powerful sloka, I would say, because this is essentially what you get when you follow the Ashtanga Yoga, which Kapila Muni is going to explain. Instead of from being a person who kicks himself or herself around by chasing things, falling victim to likes, dislikes, anger, frustration, jealousy, too much of ego. Because of all these things, the person disturbs himself. From that person, you become a nirantaram swayam jyoti, self-effulgent. Means you don't need anything else to be bright. Here the brightness must be equated to be wisdom or joy or happiness or bliss. You're yourself bright. Swayam Jyoti. Though you are small, as a jiva, you are a small person, as an individual, you are a small person. Anima akhanditam. In spite of that, you try to understand the principle, which is the infinite principle. That's what you're going. See, this is many Shastra books are written like this. They first create a context, create a conversation, and they'll define the objective straight away. Say, this is what you will get. Instead of saying that, instead of elaborately explaining the method and then finally saying, this is what you will get in the end. They, first of all, they say, this is what you will get, and then explain the method. Why so? Because if it is if it is not the other way around, it is possible that many people lose interest. By the time they read all the 10 pages which explain the method, they forget it, man, away all these things. On the other hand, if you entice, like the trailers, as they say in today's movies, if you're told right in the beginning, this is what you're going to get, it hooks the person. Therefore, they say that the jiva you individuals can transcend the basic nature. Yeah? From Kevala Prakriti. From that, you become Param, supreme, Nirantaram, Swayam Jyoti, Akhanditam. In spite of being Anima, you can be Akhanditam. This is the what you're going to get, is what Kapila tells the mother. Jnana vairagya yuktena, bhakti yuktena cha atmanaha, paripashya sadussinam, prakritim cha hathay jasam. What happens is, once you have this kind of a thing, jnana vairagya yuktena, bhakti yuktena cha atmanaha. You get jnana and vairagya, you get both. What is jnana? It's a wisdom. What is that wisdom? The wisdom of discrimination, saying that whatever we see in this world, right? It could be our own mind, it could be our own body, or our own intellect, or the external object, external people. It could be anything. You are the core. They are not going to give you permanent happiness. That understanding, that knowledge is called the jnana. It's one, many of us kind of understand this. From reasonably we understand that. But still we are a victim to all those things. Why? Because we do not have vairagya, the determination. If it is indeed true that including my mind, including my intellect, including my body, including other objects, external objects, and anybody around me, they're not going to be a source of a permanent happiness or bliss, then you must have the vairagya to step away from that, disassociate. This is what leads to your question, Naveen. If you think through, this is what your question is. Theoretically, we know. Practically, also to some extent, we understand. But though you're spending Sunday evenings like this, but we are not able to keep it forever. It looks all fine in this 45 minutes, 1 hour, and then the moment we go there, we switch on TV and watch movies, we enjoy that. Or have a nice meal and we enjoy that. So on and so forth. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it. What happens? That is because the vairagya is not there. So not sufficient. Then the question is, why can't I have vairagya now? First of all, it's theoretically not possible. It's going to make a lot of effort, lifelong effort. Second of all, this is not the stage for you to have vairagya. For example, Krsna's life, all of us know, I don't have to tell, all of us in several different ways you have seen. There's nobody who got involved in all aspects of like what he did. As a child, even in the embryo stage, in the child stage, in a balaka stage, right? Yuva stage, adult stage, every stage he was absolutely involved, right? But he still is given as the king of yogis, right? But why did he show all those things? If he's such a king of yogis, why did he have to do this? To demonstrate that this is how the life is going to move. Slowly you pick up all those skills, right? Any questions on this? This is very important because this loka is important because this understanding is important because we are not vairagya driven sannyasis. We are not. We like things. I want to be pretty honest about it. We like things. We like people. We want to eat, we want to enjoy life. We want to go out. All that we want to do. At the same time, this notion has started coming into our mind that in as much as I enjoy all those things, I know very well this is not what I really want or what I really need. I may want this thing, this is not what I really need. What I really need is ability to leave, walk away from all those things and get into my inner bliss. That's what I need. But for that, I need to get vairagya. But that vairagya is not coming at all. Shanika. Sometimes for 5 minutes, 1 hour, we have a tremendous vairagya. But after that, we give up. The most important thing is not to get discouraged, but understand that it will take quite a few janmas to get that vairagya, and automatically it will happen. You cannot pressurize. Yeah? But then, in which case, what do we do? Interact till we are able to get that vairagya. The answer is na yuchamanaya bhaktaya bhagavatya akilatmani sadrisho asti shivaha panta yoginam shiva panta yoginam brahma siddhaye. Therefore, the best way to get that is, what do you think is your weakness? Your weakness is you're attached. Your weakness is you love things. Your weakness is you like things. Your weakness is you want to repetitively go there. This is what you think your weakness is. So Kapila is telling, so what you do therefore is make your weakness as an advantage. How do you do that? If the object of what you like, what you love, what you seek, what you want many times, if that object is bhakti towards your Ishta Devata, then the very same weakness becomes a big strength. Nothing like bhakti, yeah, which can help you get over this problem. Bhaktya, Bhagavatya Bhaktya. The likes, you like things, love life, you emotionally want to be bound, all that is fine. Divert it towards your Ishvara, Ishta Devata. Then the very same mental weakness which you define will become a strength. That is the way you can divert. In fact, even calls it as Yogina Brahma Siddhaye. Even the yogis get the Brahma Gnana through this devotion. In other words, in Bhagavata, Kapila takes what is generally considered as an abstract, emotionless Ashtanga Yoga methodology, right? And then makes it much sweeter by repositioning it with a coating of devotion and bhakti. For example, if you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which I do in other sessions, there the notion of Ishvara is very different. They just mentioned in the passing, while analyzing the human capabilities, human structure, the more important the psyche of the human beings when analyzing, Patanjali says, you know what? There is a concept called Ishvara. Ishvara Tattva is there. What is that? That transcends the gunas, that is permanent, that's not touched by time, that's not touched by anything else. And that is Ishvara Tattva, and anybody can attain it. Is what with that he leaves the body. It doesn't say anything else. It's all about techniques, etc. But in Bhagavata, it makes it so nice. If you're told, for example, if you're all told, you guys are lousy, you guys are not able to control desires, you love too many things, you're crazy after things, tum nahi sudharenge, there's no solution for you. You feel dashed. Instead, Kapila says, what do you think is your problem? You like things? You like your Ishta Devata. You love things? Love your Ishta Devata. You want more and more of everything? Spend more and more time thinking and singing and dancing of Ishta Devata. That's will give you the same benefit which yoginam brahma siddhaye, abstract yogis, whatever they do, you get that. Think about it. What more can we ask? How in Bhagavata they have given such a comfort. That's why if you really see the people who follow Krishna, they love life. They dance, they sing, they color, all things are there. But in all that, they always keep Krishna as the central point. In fact, ISKCON makes it to extreme. I've seen ISKCON people even address always Krishna, Krishna. They address each other like Krishna, Krishna. They say that they keep it the Krishna as the central figure of everyday life. Yes, Naveen, did you raise your hand?
Yes, sir. I have a quick question on the same
Yes.
line. So you
Yes.
said divert it to Ishta Devata. How to do
Yes.
that?
How to do that? Okay, that is where bhakti becomes important. In the beginning, what you do is, what is intellectuals, very intelligent or analytical kind of people may dismiss of, oh, come on, koi value nahi hai isme. There are people like that, no? People say that. That's what you do. For example, sing. Either you sing or listen to songs. Participate in bhajans, right? I'm not the best person to recommend because I don't participate in bhajans. But I have seen people who participate, the raptures of joy they get. Extraordinary. So there are a lot of bhajans go around, frankly speaking. So participate in this bhajan. In the temples, ISKCON is very famous for bhajans. They dance in the streets actually. Go to New York City, they will be dancing there in New York City. Therefore, you sing. There are 9 Navavida Bhakti. I will probably talk about it next time. Something is called 9 different ways you can express. You can think about it, sing about it, taste about it, play about it, right?
But I was in the same line. For example, you said like likes, divert it to Ishta Devata. I
Correct.
love sweets, for example.
Right.
Okay, I love sweets. I want to eat in. But you are saying now divert it to Ishta Devata. How to divert that?
How to divert? For example,
Yeah.
ideally, that means you should, the sweetest thing in the world is Krishna, for example. If you're Krishna, Ishta Devata, nothing can be sweeter than Krishna. You want more. It's not eating Krishna, but you want to partake Krishna feeling. That is the ultimate. But it's not going to happen so easily. So what do? You like sweet? You do not touch sweet unless you make it as a prasad. For example, that's how they, in our country, in India, they integrated everything in day-to-day activities. Really devotion-driven people will not eat anything. They will not drink a sip of milk unless it is offered as a prasad to Krishna. Because when they offer it to Krishna, but the process of, Naivedya is called Naivedya. You do the puja. How do you do puja? It's again, step-by-step method is there. One thing we all have to understand is, in Hinduism, we do not worship idols. Very, very clearly we have to understand. But if I say Krishna, it's so hard for you to imagine. But if I put an object in front of you, it's a lot more easier for you to visualize, spin around all multiple activities. So we give a form, an idol we put there. But we know very clearly what is in front of you is just an idol, is a doll. So there is something called avahana, first step procedure, where you invoke Krishna into this. Oh Krishna, I want to worship you. The objective is this. But I don't know how to think about you. My mind is not able to think about you. But here, some beautiful idol is there of any material. Please come and occupy this. I can only, with this low level mind I got, I can only, make abhisheka for this doll or idol, do alankara for it. All this I can do only for this. But you please come and take it. Help me here. That is the idea, tatparya. So invoke it. Then you put abhisheka, cleansing it. Then you decorate it. The beauty of Krishna is Ananta Kalyana Guna Paripurna is the name given. Ananta means infinite, endless. Kalyana Guna, that means all beautiful things, not negative things, beautiful things. If it is a body structure, he is the perfect body. If it is a smile, he's got the perfect smile. If eyes, he's got the perfect eyes, like that. Ananta Kalyana Guna. Paripurna. Not only he's got all these good things, Complete in every aspect. That is how you visualize. This is how you are decorated. That is why you will find Krishna and Vishnu's idols are over decorated. Balaji is over decorated. Diamond, this thing, that thing they put. There's no limit. People don't express their love and devotion limitless. You don't have money, you put tulsi dhala, they say. Just a tulsi leaf you put. You are one of those multi-crore pratis from Andhra, you put Vajra Krita. But from the Bhakti point of view and Krishna point of view, this person's tulsi dhala is identical to 10 crore Vajra Krita that big Andhra person has put. Both are same. Not only for Ishvara, even for the individual is the same. Right? So that is why you decorate it. Then you put a plethora of sweets which you like in front of him. You offer him, please purify this. Don't give me cholesterol. I want to eat it, but don't give me cholesterol. I'm just joking here. But the fact of the matter is, when we say purification, it's not in this level. There is an idea called kartritva and bhoktritva. I am doing and I am enjoying. That is how we always do. But when we say, when you route it through the Krishna worship, for example, that kartritva and bhoktritva goes because what you're eating is his leftovers. He's tasted it. His leftovers you're eating. And you're saying, I don't know. How do you begin? I really don't know how to worship. So you please come and occupy this idol and accept whatever I am doing. By doing this day and day and day, every day, slowly understand, I am not the doer. There's a concept in Vaishnava tradition called Naham Karta Hari Karta. I am not doing, it's Hari who makes us do. So slow. Why is that? What is the Shadripu we talked about? Madhamatsarya we talked about? Right? I am the doer. Mata is I. Slowly by this devotional worship, you recognize. Because you do it every day. You do it every day in the morning. Without doing it, don't eat. Then you know that slowly it builds up. Oh my God. What a fool I have been thinking that I have been doing all those things. I am not. Because you know very well, for example, why am I saying it looks like very bombastic statement, but think like this. All of us, excepting me, all of you are young, I understand that, but think like this. What is the guarantee that I'll wake up tomorrow alive? I don't know. I have seen videos in YouTube, I'm sure you also have did. Young people, 25-year-old people, two friends talk in a restaurant over a cup of coffee. Suddenly one person collapses and dies right there. In 1 second he dies. I've seen the video. So there's no guarantee I can be alive tomorrow when we wake up. So what am I thinking? Even if I'm alive, what is the guarantee my limbs will work? Then what is it I'm thinking about? Slowly this thought process starts evolving. What am I thinking? There's no guarantee for my life. There's no guarantee of my faculty. But even if I am healthy and all the stuff, and decided that tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, if for example you decide tomorrow morning 8 o'clock, I am going to take bath and do Krishna Puja, only then I'm going to even drink coffee, you decide that. But 7:30 your boss calls. Then 1 hour conference call, then he gives you a task, you have to complete it, it's no time. So what happened to this pratignya that I do Krishna worship 8 o'clock? Even that he has to make it happen. He has to ensure your boss doesn't call you or no relative calls you and gives you some work and distracts you. It's not in your hands. That's why it says that I really don't know what to do. You have to tell me what to do. You have to tell me how to do. And you have to make me do. Otherwise, I cannot do. It looks, on the one hand, looks like a devotional, emotional nonsense. But you step back and see in our life, what do we control? What is in our hand? Nothing. Literally nothing. I don't know where I'll be born next. I don't know how long I will live, what I will do. Tomorrow, I don't know. Right? But I know that I must somehow collect myself and make some plans and keep at it. Karmanya adhikaraste. Our adhikara is only for the karma. That's why he connects it back into this thing. But look at this, the way he's connecting. Yoginam Brahma Siddhayi. With all the difficult things the yogis do and get Brahma Gnana, you will get it because your mind gets fine-tuned. Because what is the objective? The objective is to attain a mental state in which we are neither too happy with the good things nor are we sorrowful because of the bad things. Mental equilibrium. Why? Because only then we understand that none of the things, our mind, our brain, our body, various objects, various relatives we have, none of them can give us permanent happiness. Only moksha can give us permanent happiness. That's why we have to do this. But then we have a problem because we have all the attachment, etc. Then don't worry, you don't have to go and like what Vishwamitra did, hundreds of years tapas, you don't have to do it. Whatever you think your weakness, divert it toward Ishvara. And whatever good, great benefits yogis get, Yoginam Brahma Siddhaya, you will get it. Right? Prasangam ajaram pasha atmana kvayo viduhu sa eva sadhushu krito moksha dvara apamritam. Right? Look at this. Prasangam ajaram pasha. Right? Pasha is attachment. It binds you. Right? With what? Why? Because of the attachment causes the strong entanglement, right? But when you become a sadhu, sadhushu kruto moksha dvaramam apavratam. When you become a sadhu, automatically moksha dwara means the door of the moksha opens. In which, who is the sadhu? How to become a sadhu is a natural question. Then Kapila answers, Titikshava, Karunikaha, Suhrudaya, Sarvadehitan, Ajata, Satravaha, Shantaha, Sadavaha, Sadhu Bhushana. What is a Sadhu Bhushana? What are the ornaments or the characteristics of a sadhu? They are Titiksha, tolerant. Yeah? Karunikaha, they are always merciful. Suhruda, the light-hearted, friendly people. Sarvadehinam, that's very important. Suhridaya, Sarvadehinam. You have to be friendly to all. No caste, no community, no religion, no rich, poor, good looking, bad looking. None of it should come in the way. You have to be friendly with everybody. Satravaha, no enmity. You don't treat anybody. The other person may be evil, whatever. You don't treat the person as enemy. Shantaha, you're calm and peaceful. These characteristics are the ones which will define a sadhu. How he's connecting, you see. First he gave, slowly he's making it difficult if you see. Now, don't worry, you don't have to be a great tough yogi to get these things. You just use whatever your negative qualities are in a twist it towards Ishvara, automatically it will happen. It says. Then you say, okay, interesting, doable. I can definitely do it. Then he says, then what happens? Then he says, if you become a sadhu, automatically the moksha dwara will open. Then who is a sadhu? Then he defines. You have to be tolerant, you have to be merciful, you have to be friendly. These are the characteristics. When you have this, automatically you will become eligible for moksha. Now, if you have bhakti as a strategy, and if you have bhakti-based worship as a daily tactics, the inference here is you will get these things automatically. How you get all those things? By doing this ritualistic bhakti. But you should not do a ritualistic bhakti as ritual. You should do a ritualistic bhakti with full intensity. If you do that, how do you become automatically tolerant, merciful, friendly, and all the good things? How? Because, as I said, when you do this devotion activity with full intensity, you slowly begin to understand Naham Karta Hari Karta concept. Clearly understand that. And you see that the Krishna, if he can be brought into an idol and you can worship and give you so many benefits, why do you think that Krishna cannot be brought into everything else you see around? Then you begin to understand the very meaning of the word Vishnu in Sanskrit means present everywhere, who can enter everywhere. That's the meaning of the word Vishnu. Then you understand, oh my God, this is what it means, Vishnu, everywhere. So invoking Krishna into this idol, in this doll, Krishna is everywhere. If Krishna is everywhere, why hate anybody? Why discriminate anybody? Right? Whatever they are, it is between them and their Ishvara. From my point of view, I can find Krishna already present everywhere while I'm trying to invoke Krishna into this doll. In which case, it's not very difficult to be tolerant. It's not very difficult to be kind because Krishna is there. Not because you that particular person, because Krishna is there. So on and so forth. So strategically, this slowly morphs. This helps you develop into seeing Krishna in everything. Later, in one of the chapters in Bhagavatam, he's going to tell you. I'm just kind of jumping so that you understand why this is so important. Somewhere down the line, he's going to tell you. If you cannot see, who is going to tell? Krishna is going to tell. Vishnu is going to tell you. If you cannot see me in yourself, if you cannot see me in everybody else around you, and if you cannot treat everybody the same way, whatever great puja and rituals you do, I will treat it like burned ash, is going to make a powerful statement. So when you progress to the Bhagavata, when you hit that point, now you know why it is very important. Therefore, on the one hand, you have started the journey of using your weakness of likes, loving, craving, wanting, desire, etc., and direct it towards Krishna. You develop tactics like this with an end goal that this will open the door of a moksha because it's going to give me all this good quality of tolerance, friendliness, so on and so forth. All because Krishna is everywhere. That is how slowly this what do you call Kapila is defining his methodology. Yeah, I think with this we will stop. We'll continue a little later. It's nearly already 7 o'clock. I think Kavita, I think you got pretty emotional. I saw that. Do you want to share something? I think it has struck a chord in you.
No, I'm fine. I enjoyed listening about Krishna, a lot of stuff because we worship Krishna a lot. So it was very nice to know more about like Krishna Bhakti and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I liked it.
Yes. Probably, I'm very sure it will come in this, or else I will probably talk about Navamida Bhakti, 9 different types of Bhakti. How do you do to Krishna? Naveen, any comment, any summarization?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Rashmi?
I'm good now, Paddy Uncle. Maybe next session I might have some questions. I know you explained a lot about Kapila, advising his mother, but somewhere I think I might have 1 or 2 questions. Let me reframe and come back.
Okay, sure.
Because, yeah. Thank you.
All right. What about you, Pratik Studio? Okay. So thank you very much for your time. So what I will do is I'll first stop recording. Oh, there it is. Oh, I'm going to press this and press again. Stop recording.